I see you, Alma. Thanks for joining. Happy Easter Monday. You and me, welcome to you and me. I hope you are good. Thanks for joining. Thanks for liking the live. Happy Easter Monday. I hope we are keeping well. It's been a festive season. Celestina, I see you. We thank God for the death and the resurrection of our Lord Jesus. Yeah, it's been a wonderful, sober, reflective 3 days. I mean, thinking about all that Christ went through when he was on earth. He had to be crucified. He had to be nailed to the cross, you know. And then we know what happened. On the third day, he rose again. So we always come shouting, Jesus is risen. And that's why I can boldly say, I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I don't know about you out there, but, you know, whatever you believe in, I hope it does you good. Because since I've become a Christian, and this is 2025, that's about 34 years ago, I've never looked back, and I never will look back. So I'm grateful that Jesus came to die for me, for you as well. It's amazing celebrating Easter festive season. It's amazing. I hope you had a wonderful celebration. It's a public holiday here in the UK, but we're still pushing it. What can we do? Thank you so much, you and me, for liking the live. Thank you so much. I hope you're going to stay for the talk and the program today, because whatever I bring on today is Monday. We talk about individual topics that affect you and I, you and me. So please, hopefully you stay, and maybe you might have one or two nuggets. Let me see. No, this is not a topic for today. Let me change that. That's from Thursday's topic. Today we're looking at a very single topic, very interesting as well, and it has to do with everybody really, whether young, old, you know, as long as you're human, it relates with you as well. We're talking about ambition today, so we're going to look at that. JJ, I see you. Thanks so much for joining, sis. God bless you. Nefesa Lingo, please help share this live to your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. If you click down on your screen and hold it for about 3 seconds, you find out that some names will pop up. Just click send to all of them. Let them be part of our talk today. It's a very crucial talk. It's a talk, like I said, that has to do with you and I, you and me. So we'll learn one or two things, and if it's something we have been thinking about, you know, as an individual for ourselves, I mean, this is the place to sit and listen. Let's talk some more about it. Ambition. Everyone, you know, inspires. Everyone has goals. Everyone has ambition. Things they want to achieve in their lifetime. But sometimes a lot of people are confused. A lot of people chase other people's ambition, and they don't even know where to begin with their one. Or some don't even have a clue what their ambitions are or is, because some people are multi-talented or multi-gifted, and they have various ambitions in life they want to accomplish. We're going to be talking about all of that today. Augustina, I see you. Thanks for joining. Wale Wiper, wow. Thanks for wiping this way on Inside with FunmiRoyal. I'm going to be starting shortly. I'm just waiting for others to join. So I'm going to do the same. Click down on your screen. Names will pop up. Just click send as I'm doing now. And invite as many of your friends and followers as much as possible. Let's talk about this important topic today. Some people are lost in this. Some people are anxious. Some people might even be, you know, depressed because they are just lost in it. They don't know their left from their right. They don't feel they have a connection with their ambition. And it's, you know, really weighing on their hearts. So let's talk about it here today. What you can do, and, you know, other things you might not know or you might not have thought about. We're going to talk about it here on Inside today. And like I say, no matter how much the talk is, I can never cover all of it. That's where you and I will have to put heads together, help people out there, you know, to think more about their ambition, what they want to achieve, how to go about it, and how to celebrate it when it's a success, really. So thank you all so much for joining. Please, as you're coming in, let's take that likes up. That is another way to invite other people here, because once they see that, oh, there's something happening here, people are liking this show, let's just go in and see what it's all about. So, welcome once again to Insight with FunmiRoyal this beautiful Monday evening, the day the Lord has made. Indeed, I can say that again because Jesus is risen. Easter Monday, happy Easter Monday to all of you, wherever you're joining from. And if you've crossed over to Tuesday, happy Tuesday to you. Or if you're just crawling into Monday, you are welcome to Monday, and happy Easter to you as well. Papi Chulo, I see you. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to be going into my talk today. Just to expand it some more and listen to the perspective that I want us to really talk about this, so we don't lose focus. We can get the very best quality from this talk today. And after my talk, I bring us up to discuss some more. If you have examples, real life examples you want to share with us, maybe how you pursued your ambition, how you were successful, and what's your next ambition, or you're still chasing after one that you found. We want to hear more from you, as well as I'll be sharing mine as I give us the talk today. Once again, welcome Ada Lovelace, I see you. Thanks for joining. Please help share this live to your friend. Wise Dads, I see you. Thanks for joining us today. BB, you are welcome. Let's just keep tapping and liking the live as we take it up. Others too will find us and join us here. So let's go into our topic today, ambition. If you give it a subtitle, I'll just say the drive that shapes destiny. It's a kind of drive that shapes destiny, especially if it's a positive one, because there's a whole lot going on out there in the world with people who has, let me not even go there. I don't want to scare us off. That to every positive thing in the world, there might just be a negative one to it. And it's now left for you to chase the positive and leave the negative alone, so to say. But we're going to look at it. Ambition is something that drives and shapes our destiny. So let's look at it some more today. So by way of introduction, one can say ambition is a word often spoken with both admiration and caution. It's the fuel behind great innovations, artistic achievements, as we can experience all over the world, social movements, and personal success as well. Because at the end of the day, you find out that when something is glorified, when something is gratified, so to say, there's always someone behind the idea or the success, so to say. Yet, unchecked, that is ambition, if unchecked, has also led to betrayal, is led to burnout, and is led to broken relationships as well. I mean, there's so many aspects, ways we can look at this ambition I'm talking about today. So, what is ambition? What is ambition really? Is it a virtue or a vice? Is it a gift or a trap? Food for thought. So let us rub minds together today as I go on into my talk. And in my talk today, we're going to explore what ambition truly means, its values, its potential dangers as well, and how to harness it in a healthy and purposeful way. Because people can harness it in an unhealthy and a very unpurposeful way, if I can put it that way. But good. Oh, G Foods, thanks for joining. I hope you are good. How are you? And happy Easter Monday to you as well. So please help share this live. Click down on the screen for a few seconds. Names will pop up. Send to all of your friends. And as you're there listening to me, please help me tap. And a heart to me really would suffice. Thank you as well. Thank you so much for joining. Salope, I think. Thanks for joining. I hope you're good. Thank you for the likes already. So let's go by defining ambition today. At its core, ambition is a strong desire to achieve something. Is a very strong desire to achieve something, whether it be personal growth, excellence, recognition, or impact. it goes beyond mere wishes or dreams. You can't just sit and say, one day I wish to be this, and that's all you do. There's a lot to put into it. Ambition fuels action. When you have an ambition, you must have some action to back it up. Otherwise, you're not going to achieve anything, your ambition, or be successful at that idea. So ambition fuels our actions. It fuels how disciplined we are and how resilient we are, because some ambition, trust me, it requires hard work, it requires focus, it requires a lot of energy, tenacity, and all of that. And if you don't have it, if you're not disciplined, achieving that ambition might just be far-fetched, really. So there's a whole lot to look at when you're talking about ambition. And ambition can be professional, that is climbing a career ladder, launching a business, or what have you. Somi, I see you. Thanks for joining. And ambition can be academic, pursuing knowledge and qualifications, or area of specialization in terms of academic knowledge. So it's up to you. Ambition can also be personal, becoming the best version of yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're just aiming to be better. That can be an ambition as well. We have relational ambition, that is building a strong family, helping others, especially when you've come from a home where your background, your upbringing was very tasking, tedious, not really enjoyable, and now you're a grown adult and you're like, you know what, in your relationship, whether your family, whether other people around you, you're going to do way better. That becomes like an ambition, a relational ambition, more like. And again, we can have spiritual ambition as well, that is growing deeper in your faith, in your purpose, or your calling. A lot of people, they can tell you, you know what, God called me to do this, and they are very ambitious about it. Everything that has to do with that calling, they don't joke with it. They are focused, they are disciplined, they are striving, they are just on point when it comes to that spiritual ambition. So what is your ambition? As I'm talking, I'm asking myself, what is my ambition? Am I on track, or I'm still finding it, or I had it, I lost it, or what is your ambition? Where are you with it as well? So let's look at the value of ambition today. Like I said, whether you're a young person, an adult, middle age, even an elderly person, no one really can there's value in ambition, and no matter your age, you can always be an ambitious person as long as it's a healthy one, in a healthy way. Juanita, I see you. Thanks for joining. So let's look at the value of ambition. Healthy ambition, that is, because like I said, for every negativity there's positivity, but we are more positive minded here on Inside. So let's see, positive or healthy ambition, the value of it drives progress. Anatello, I see you. Thank you so much, brother. Happy Easter Monday. I hope you're good. It drives progress. Every breakthrough began with someone who wanted more. Do you want more out of life? Do you want more out of your career? Do you want more out of that profession? Do you want more out of your relationships? Do you want more out of yourself, your life as well? So ambition, the value is that it kind of drives progress. If you're the type that always wants more, it drives your progress in life, really. Again, the value we can place on ambition as well is that it inspires discipline. I mentioned briefly that earlier on. It inspires discipline. It motivates hard work and perseverance. Because you have this ambition, it's like some people even have deadlines to it. By the time I'm 60, I know everybody everywhere, they're retiring at age 67 or thereabouts. Some people even retire at 67 and take up another job because of whatever. But you might say to yourself, what my ambition is, by the time I'm 60, I want to retire because I want to have built my own business that will generate income. I want to have invested in this or done that will be generating income, and I want to retire early so that I can start looking after me. So that can be your ambition as well. Ima Love, I see you. Please help share this live to your friends. Let them be part of our talk. Again, it's important because it builds confidence. It builds your confidence. You have an ambition. You're focused about it. You're finding out how to be best or how to achieve this ambition, and it kind of builds this confidence in you because you know what you want to do. So each milestone feels belief in one's potentials. Even if you feel, oh, you haven't really attained the fullest of whatever potential you have, but you know you have the raw material, you have what it takes to start off. And as you go along, you find out that, my goodness, your confidence level is really building up, and you're even seeing more potential in yourself. And that way you accomplish every milestone as you go. Oh my goodness, J-Law, how are you, my brother? Happy New Year. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Happy New Year to you, J-Law. Happy Valentine. Happy, what happened in March? Whatever. No, it was Mother's Day. And this is Happy Easter to you. My goodness, where have you been? I haven't seen you on the street of TikTok in a while. I hope you're good. Lizzie Glow, thanks for joining. I hope you're good as well. Happy Easter to you. So again, we're looking at the value of ambition. I've mentioned that it helps us drive our progress. You know, when you're ambitious or you have an ambition, progress is driven within you. It inspires discipline because you have to be focused, you have to be hardworking, you have to persevere. Whatever challenges will come your way as you're pursuing that ambition, you know you have to persevere so that you can be successful. Again, it builds your confidence, and you know, it helps you achieve every milestone, and it helps you to see the potentials in yourself. Again, another value is that it shapes identity. It helps shape your identity. Ambition gives life direction and focus. Once people know you, because sometimes you, no matter how much you hide it, it's just out there. Maybe because of what you're ambitious about, it brings you out to the limelight. For example, Apple. You think of Steve Jobs, you know, other names like that, you know who to look for when he says certain traits or certain potentials in individuals. So it kind of helps shapes your identity, you know, gives you a purpose, a direction in life. And again, another value I'm going to mention quickly is it creates impact. Ambitious people often inspire and uplift others, because as you're gathering yourself to facing that ambition, pursuing it and all, you just find out you see people around you along that journey looking at how tenacious you are, and they're like, oh my God, this person is hardworking, I'm going to be hardworking. And I can see that, you know, they're really striving, focused on their ambition and all. And you can even ginger other people to focus on their ambitions as well, so that you become an inspiration to them. You uplift them to achieving their own success as well. And Frank Tiga said ambition is enthusiasm with a purpose. Remember, we talked about a healthy ambition. So Frank said, you know what? I think ambition is enthusiasm with a purpose. A positive one, I hope. So let's look further into this topic today. The third thing I'm going to mention or look at is the dark side of ambition. Remember, we talked about healthy one, positive ones, and at the same time, like I said, if you look around, hear all sort of news, you'll be wondering, why is this person wasting their talent doing evil when they can do good? So we also need to pay attention. What kind of ambition do you have? So let's look briefly at the dark side of ambition. Ambition becomes dangerous when it's fueled by comparison. You just want to be like this person, you just want to be like that person, trying to outdo others, not improve yourself. That way it is dangerous and is more tilting towards the dark side. So be careful that you're not just comparing. Your ambition is solely to compete with this person, to compare with that person. No, do your thing, do you. Okay, don't let there be comparison in every single thing you're doing. I'm not saying don't thrive to be better at what you're doing. Be a better version of yourself. I always say that. Look at other people, yeah, what they do, but don't be chasing after other people's ambition, because then it becomes dangerous and a whole lot of things can happen when you engage in that. And again, the dark side of ambition is that it overrides values. So sacrificing integrity, relationships, or health. That means it's not your ambition. You're chasing someone else's. You're sacrificing to be somebody else. And at the end of the day, you're neglecting yourselves, your values, your principles as a person. And in the process, you might even lose relationship because they can't get you. They'll just be you. Why are you chasing after this person's ambition? And before you even achieve, you're chasing after that person, and you don't even have one of yourself. And this is not even healthy either. So be mindful that your ambition does not override your values. Stay on your lane. Stay on your lane, please. Pearl of Wisdom, I see you. Thanks for joining. Again, it never rests. When ambition is on the dark side, it never rests. Constant striving without contentment, it leads to burnout. This person, hey, they're achieving something here. Maybe I should do it. You chase. As you're chasing, you just, this person, you're not just focused. You're not just mindful of what you're chasing after. You will never have rest. It's not a curse. So constant striving, always not contented, always chasing. Don't get me wrong, you can have 2, 3, 4 goals you want to achieve, or your ambition or whatever. No doubt, as long as it stems from your heart, from you, your purpose in life, you as a person. Not that you have maybe 10 people, very influential people around you, and you see that these people are very successful in what they're doing, and you're picking them one by one to do exactly what they're doing so that you can be also successful. What assures you that you will have success in that ambition? Chase your one, okay? You don't want to lose rest. Thank you so much for the like. Please, let's take it up so that others can join us on our talk today on Insights. Today, we're looking at ambition as it affects individuals, So I'm talking about the dark side of ambition. I've talked about the positive side, the healthy one. So let's look at the dark side, but sometimes some people don't know. Some people engage in this unconsciously, chasing other people's dreams and goals and aspirations and all of that, neglecting their own, because they see these people are making waves or they're being successful in whatever they're doing, and they want to chase after all of them, as many as is within their circle, not knowing that they need to find their own and chase after it so they can be successful in it. And again, the dark side of ambition, it breeds pride. It breeds pride. Believing success is solely your own thing, your own doing. Even when you have mentors, you feel they're like for you to climb on top of them to go to where you're going, and then, forget them along the way or whatever. So if care is not taken, if ambition is taken to the dark side, it breeds pride. You just feel fine, you feel confident and all of that. By the time, at the detriment of anyone, anything, you just must get there. You just must. And pride wells up on the inside of you. It might just chase people away, because when people sense pride a mile off, they don't want to associate with you. They don't want to connect with you. And what's the essence of being successful when you cannot rub off on other people around you? So let's be mindful that we don't tilt in the pursuit of ambition, tilt to the dark side of ambition. So let's be mindful. Again, historical and personal stories alike show how unchecked ambition can ruin reputations. It can destroy marriages and lead to regret. But we don't want to do that whilst chasing our ambition. So balance is key. Whatever you're doing, whatever pursuit, whatever thing you're chasing or focused on, make sure that there is a balance, a very healthy balance. Otherwise, if it tilts towards the positive side, it's positive too much, and you're not impacting anyone. And if it's too much on the negative as well, you're not impacting anyone at that as well. Leslie, I see you. I hope you're good. Happy Easter Monday to you. So number 4 thing we're going to look at is ambition with purpose and value. So we've looked at the dark side. Let's look at ambition that has a purpose and they've got values. And you can also rub off on other people positively as well. So the healthiest ambition is value driven. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why is it so important to you? Why do you feel the need to achieve this? Why do you feel the need to be successful at that ambition? So it is value driven, not ego driven. Yeah, happy Easter to you, Leslie. Thanks for joining today. Good to see you. So it's value driven, not ego driven. You need to ask yourself certain questions, really, as we're looking at ambition with purpose and value. One of the things you might ask yourself is, why do I want this? Or why do I need this? Because sometimes you might want different things at different times. But when you need something, you're even more focused with that. Why do I need this? Who will benefit from my success? Is it just myself? Is it just my family? Is it just my business? Or is it just, I don't know. Where does that leave the world even? Who will benefit from your success? After pursuing that ambition, you're successful at it. Who is it going to benefit? And again, you can ask yourself, does this really align with my value and faith? Does it align with my value and faith? Because sometimes you might be pursuing something, you're very ambitious, focused, disciplined and all that. And at the end of the day, wow, the success. And everybody's coming to rejoice with you. Congratulations and all. But there's just something missing. You're not feeling fulfilled. It's like you can't even feel anything. You can't even feel what other people are feeling. So you need to ask yourself, does it align with my values and faith? Because otherwise, it would just seem like after all the energy, hard work, now you've seen the thing blossom, but nothing, you can't feel anything as such. So be mindful that that ambition is truly in line with your values. Again, you need to ask yourself, am I leaving room for rest, relationship, and reflection, more so that you know what your ambitions are, you're focused, you're disciplined, you're hardworking and all of that, and you now neglect your resting time, you're not feeding well, your relationship are suffering, your reflection zero, and all of that. It is very misleading to continue to believe the path of colonial illusion that Nigeria is a nation. Well, you're dragging me into some sort of political agenda there, but today we're looking at individuals as a person. Sometimes when you look at, maybe I should digress a bit because of what one of us mentioned, the Vincent Dada, I see you. You see, the thing is, for 60, how many years now Nigeria is, this is where we're at. Maybe if individuals focus more on what they can do to better the country, maybe it will actually be better because you've trusted the government, you've trusted the colonial people, their values, their ways and all, and maybe if it doesn't seem to be working, then we need to change our strategies. But that will be another talk for another day, but just to kind of digress a little bit. So I feel you, Vincent, but you, Vincent, what is your ambition? What are you contributing to making sure Nigeria is a better place? Whether you find yourself in the northern side, the eastern side, the western side, what are your ambition? Is it a selfish one? Will it benefit the country or just you and your family? So those are things we need to look at, because sometimes when you go with the crowd has no direction. Sometimes they just go everywhere and all, but it's always good sometimes to stand alone. Even if you feel you're not making big or much impact, you're still making impact, unlike the crowd that is just everywhere making no impact. So I will look at me when I'm clamoring for a change, whether in my society, in my nation, in my work, wherever. I look at me first. What am I bringing on, such that even if I want to converse other people, come and join this course, they need to see what I'm doing as a person as well. So 100 years of slavery, of amalgamation. I don't know why you want to talk politics today, Vincent. We're not here to talk politics on Insight today. Maybe other days, but not today. But I'll just be focused. Ambition. So ambition that serves others, honors your principles, and nurtures your soul is sustainable and deeply fulfilling. That's why I say you have to be sure that this ambition is what you desire to pursue, not other people around you, not even your forefathers, as some will say they're passing it down from one generation to another. Best be careful that whatever is passed on to you is really truly your own ambition. You don't feel obligated to carry the baton because your fathers pass it down generations and now it's your turn. So be careful, because those are one of the things that really endangers certain individuals in their lifetime, pursuing other people's goals, trying to achieve other people's dreams and neglecting their own. And at the end of the day, they feel so unfulfilled and they feel like a letdown and all of that. So be mindful that whatever is passed on from generation to generation is actually your ambition as well. So again, I'm a believer. Like I said, God is the giver of life. He's the giver of purpose. He's the giver of ambition, if I can dare to say that. So I just want to look briefly at a faith perspective when we're talking about ambition. So from a Christian lens, ambition is not wrong, okay? But it must be rooted in humility and purpose. For everything we do, whether intentionally or unintentionally, does it have a purpose? It must have a purpose. There's a reason why you're doing that. There's a reason why you're chasing that ambition. The bongs, I see you. Thanks for joining. So if you look at the Bible in Colossians 3:23, it says, and whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not to men. Because the truth is, men can never be satisfied with whatever it is. No matter how good you are, people will celebrate you the same time some will not celebrate you. So be mindful that, there's still humility there as well as purpose. Say no individual can grow in that nation. Oh my goodness, Vincent, I'm just going to leave you for now. If you need to vent, please, by all means, carry on. But mind you, our topic today on Insight is ambition. Ambition. Morayo, I see you. Thanks for joining. Jasper Dogs, I see you. Thanks for joining. So do it heartily as to the Lord and not to men. You can never satisfy a man, so do it. Just let God be praised, and let lives be blessed, as many that want to be blessed by your achievement. Again, the book of Proverbs 16:3. I see you, cause Ayonitemi. Thanks for joining. Proverbs 16:3 says, commit your works to the Lord and your thoughts will be established. So sometimes, I mentioned briefly, sometimes you may have some ambition, you may feel the need to just do something to achieve a particular thing. And even the best of all ideas still needs prayers, so that you can accomplish. Because along the way, when you're on that journey to achieving your ambition and all, you will face some downtown moment, so to say, and you cannot afford to give up because there's a hurdle on the way. Pray to God, commit it to the hands of the Lord so that your thought will be established as well. And you're focused, you know what you have to do, no matter the obstacles you are going, because you have a target point, you need to arrive there. Again, finally, just to mention briefly, I'm looking at the biblical perspective of faith when you talk in terms of ambition. Philippians 2 verse 3 and 4 says, let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than himself. Like I said, to what end is this ambition you are pursuing? Is it a selfish ambition, only will benefit you? Is this something that you're thinking, if I can achieve this, others won't have to suffer this? What kind of mindset do you have when it comes to ambition? So the Bible kind of distinguishes between selfish ambition and godly aspiration. One exalts self and the other glorifies God and serve other people. But you know what? The choice is yours, whichever one you choose to follow the path or the pathway. So how to cultivate healthy ambition? Because I bet somebody will be waiting for me. Tell me, because I'm having ideas. I've struggled with this. Mania, I see you. Thanks for joining. So, how to cultivate a healthy ambition? The first out of so many, like I said, because of time, I just have to limit my talk so that we all can come up and give our submissions as well. So to cultivate a healthy ambition, you need to clarify your vision. On my way, no normal. I see you. Thanks for joining. I hope you're good. Happy Easter to you. Clarify your vision. What are you passionate about, and why are you passionate about that? See, one of the things I've realized growing up in God, in Christ, is that no matter how you've been created, whether wholly in terms of body, physique, or maybe deformed, I don't know if this is the right word to use or whatever, but the fact that you're created, you're living, you're breathing, you're growing, no matter how awkward it may be, God created you for a reason, and you need to know this. Have you not seen people, what is it called now? Ably challenged, and they're making waves in the world. I know some names will come up, or some pictures of some certain individuals will come up. So just to let you know that, look, this mind, it has to be right. So no matter how you are, you can always cultivate a healthy ambition. Clarify your vision. What are you passionate about? Know that. That's why it's very dangerous when you're pursuing other people's goals. Because those people you see that it seem like they're successful, they're passionate about what they're doing and they're focused about what they're doing. But is that your passion? Because you can't tell me your passion is to chase after this person and pursue their goals for them. That cannot be a passion God has put on the inside of you. When God created you, He gave you gifts and talents. He put a passion on the inside of you, and God does not make mistakes. It's now left for you to find what that passion is and know what you need to do with it. Then you will be more successful. Again, set goals with grace. Set goals with grace. Be goal-oriented, but be flexible. Be gracious to yourself, because some ambition will need extra hard work. And you're striving, and it's like, oh my God, you're thinking, should you just give up altogether? No, be gracious to yourself. There will be moments you just feel like, just hands off, no, this is not for me, or whatever. And there'll be moments you feel like, you know what, you can't afford to give up now. Look at where you're coming from. You're nearly there. You have to encourage yourself. So set goals, but be gracious to yourself. Again, stay grounded. Remember your values is very important. Your values, your family, your faith, all of these things is very crucial when you're talking about ambition. Because if you're not grounded in your values, they change easily. And this is your ambition, these are your values you're pursuing. And then values start changing, your ambition too start changing. You'll be looking left and right. At the end of the day, you're lost. Back to square one. Abiola, I see you. Thanks for joining. Gelixon, I see you. Thanks for joining. So it's very important that you stay grounded. Be true to your ambition, be true to it. No matter the challenges you come across, you will eventually overcome if you're true to it. Again, practice contentment. Celebrate the now while reaching for more. Celebrate the now. Some people, I know they're go-getters. I mean, it's good to be a go-getter. But whilst you're getting the goal, please remember to breathe. Achievement that you've made along the way, celebrate it, rest, and then carry on again. So don't just be there reaching. No rest. You are dehydrated. You may collapse if care is not taken. Your health may suffer and all of that. So be contented wherever you are at with your ambition. Sometimes you might have to achieve, in levels, and then, you carry on and then get to the top, and then you're successful at whatever you're pursuing. So, but be contented, not as you're pursuing, you see something else that seems way better than what you're pursuing, you leave it, chase after that, you get it, there's another one, and you go. Be content, in whatever you're pursuing. Again, seek mentors and accountability, because these are things that would help you cultivate a healthy ambition. Let others help shape and check your ambition. There's no harm in that. It's only fine-tune things so that you get the very best of your success, so to say. So it's no crime. Other people have mentors have mentors, so to say. And again, give feedback, use your success to lift other people up. Like I said, there's nothing wrong in you pursuing your ambition, but to what end? When you achieve it, Ernestina, I see you, thanks for joining. When you achieve it, what is it meant to achieve? What is it meant to help with? What is it meant to, how is it meant to benefit you and the people around you, or that period in time, or whatever it is? So it's always good to give back when you're pursuing those achievements. I mean, Steve Jobs, everybody's using, well, quite a number of people that I know are using iPhones, the computers and all of that. You know, he's helped to uplift others. Not everybody will come out to design laptops, to design new phones and all of that. Some people are gifted with that knowledge, and yours might be to use it. Just like I am using my iPhone now to do this. You know, I could have just left it lying there doing nothing. I just receive call and put it down, and that's all I'm doing with the phone. So Steve Jobs has, with his invention, blessed me, and in return I've been blessed. I can use the phone to do a whole lot of things, you know, at least you know that as well. So I'm going to be rounding up my talk today because there's a whole lot more we can talk about. And that's where you come in, expand it some more. At least you get the drift of where I am coming from when you're talking about ambition, being ambitious, an ambitious person as an individual, as a wife, as a husband, or as a brother, a sister, a family member. Being ambitious, there's nothing wrong with it as long as it's healthy, as long as it's, you know, purposeful, you're focused, and as long as it blesses others around you as well, not just yourself. So in conclusion, ambition as a gift, I'll say that it is a gift. Ambition, when rooted in purpose and humility, is a very powerful force for good. It can shape lives. It can build legacies. We see some other forefathers, their legacies they left behind, the good ones, even the bad ones still stays. You can hear all the history. So let's be mindful the kind of legacy we want to leave behind. And of course, it shapes lives, like I said, and of course, it glorifies God. So, but it must be balanced. It must be tempered with contentment, guided by values, good values, and inspired by something greater than yourself. Sometimes the ambition that you see yourself pursuing may seem bigger than you. You should know that God's hand is in that. So don't be scared. Ask God for direction and how to go about it, and truly you will be successful. So ambition is not what drives us to be more than others. It's what empowers us to become more of who we are meant to be. Who we are meant to be, not who we're meant to chase after, who we're meant to lust after, or whatever it is you want to put it that way. So embrace ambition, a healthy one. Embrace it wisely, embrace it patiently, and embrace it prayerfully, I dare say. Let it drive you not just to achieve, but to become the very best of you. That is the end of my talk today. And well, like you know, I'll always ask my one question today. So my question today after my talk is, could pursuing one's ambition seem selfish? Could pursuing one's ambition seen as selfish or as seen as selfishness? What is your take about that? Because you're pursuing your ambition. Could it be seen as, this is very selfish, you know? What is your take about this? Thank you guys for listening to my talk. I see you, Dr. Phenomenal. Thank you for joining. Please, let's share this live. Let's share this live, please. Let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside. Inside. All around me, yeah. Inside. So that is my 2 cents for today. on this topic, ambition. Like I say, even if I have the whole day to talk about it, I may not just cover all aspects of it. But let's look at it. Ambition. Could pursuing one's ambition be seen as being selfish? What is your take about it? Or what does ambition mean to you? Is it a seasonal thing with you? Or is it a lifelong term goal for you? How do you see ambition? Can ambition hurt individuals? Can ambition make individuals? Or would ambition make people err? Or would ambition make people be successful? What is your take about this topic today? I want to hear from you. Send an invite and let's talk some more about this topic. I see Leslie, you're there. Maybe you come up first and let's do a bit of chit chat. I hope you are good. Thank you so much for liking the live. I see we've taken it to 2.9. So far, so good. Leslie, happy Easter Monday to you. How are you?
Happy Easter. Happy Easter to your family.
Thank you, and to yours. Thank you so much.
Happy Easter to our panel. Everybody enjoy themselves.
Yeah, I know it's the festive period now. People probably out and about with their family. I know somebody were talking to say, oh, everybody, siblings, children, my house is going to be like packed today. I said, well, good luck. As long as you save my own fish and my meat, no wahala. So how was it at your end, Easter celebration?
We did everything for the weekend. Weekend was very good. It's been a good weekend overall, despite all the situations, but it's been good. Kids had a wonderful time.
I hope you managed to do a bit of study.
Oh, I even did study today.
Oh, yay, that's good. Well done.
And I'll still do some tonight. So, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm catching up now.
Okay.
Thank God.
God will see you through. Don't worry. It is well.
Yeah. We're working hard towards it. You'll soon be finished now. So we're glad. Yeah.
It's good. That's good to hear. So let's talk about ambition. I mean, that's there you go. That's an ambition you're pursuing. That's a goal.
Yeah, we thank God. You know, I think everything is timing. I think it's good to have things to look forward to work towards. But I'm grateful as a believer that we learn to also appreciate where we are at, where we've arrived, where we've gotten to as we are going forward. You know, until we leave this world, there's always something to look forward to by the grace of God.
Even in old age.
Yes, and it's always good to have a mindset of growth. It's good to grow, but in all of that, we should also be thankful to God.
Yeah.
Or else, if we don't have that attitude of gratitude or appreciation, then ambition becomes an inordinate desire that is never fulfilled, because there's always something to go. You know, is the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And if we don't cap it with gratitude and thankfulness, then what are we doing it for? You know. But as believers, I think especially as a believer, there's a lot of things that when we are, you know, advancing in our lives, it's because of a kingdom mindset. We want to show the goodness of God, you know, through the things that we're doing, you know, and also to part of a legacy, you know, also with our children's children, family, but also to reflect God's kingdom on the earth. What's that supposed to look like? And it will take believers who are involved. I think one of the biggest mistakes that's happened, and I believe that it's possible, maybe some churches, at least the one we're attending and a few, are beginning to recognize that believers have to be involved in the world we're living in. Yes, we're not of this world, but we're in it. And while we're here, we need to be about doing things that reflect the kingdom that we're part of, you know, and not just check out or just think that let me just, you know, just have a good job and that's it. No, be part of everything, whether it's the business world, whatever environment, be part of it. Be an influence for change and for good, you know, while we're here. We're called to be salt and light. And that's not just in church. That is actually in our everyday world. You know, so it's very important. I really believe that it's important that, you know, that believers are moving in the world of, whether it's in entrepreneurship, the business world, the marketplace. We need to be involved. We need to be that agent of change. and the reflection of the kingdom that we are part of, you know. And that's part of our ministry as well, you know. So it's not just to be going to church. I get it. That has its place, but especially as believers, everyday life counts, and we should be part of the world we are living in, and not just waiting to escape. You know,
I
I
know.
really don't believe that that was God's idea when we
No.
got saved. We were saved for a mission.
Yeah, I think sometimes, sorry to cut you, sometimes
Oh no, no,
we kind
no.
of forget, or we lose focus sometimes, because
Mm.
there is no like, imagine when you go to church. I know the Bible says, "Do not forsake the assembly of brethren."
Oh yes, I get that.
But
Yes.
it's not in that church we're going to make that impact as such. It's out
No.
there in the world. You
Yes.
come to church to be filled, and then you go back out into the world
Yes.
and make impacts and change lives and transform lives.
Yes.
Christ has given us the power to, thank God He's risen. So
Yes.
you and I can be empowered to go beyond, because
Mm.
sometimes, of course, there are challenges out there, there are obstacles you will face.
Oh
But
yes,
with
that's part of it.
Christ with you, I mean,
That's part of it. I mean, that also helps us to know who we are. I think
yeah.
there's a scripture that it's a strong scripture. I don't. It says, "If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small." That scripture always does me in, because you're like, the day of adversity should be, God is the day of adversity. I should collapse. And God's like, no, you don't know the strength you have within you. The
Yeah.
scripture says that greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. And these are the things that we need to be reminded of who we are. And part of that is facing obstacles and overcoming challenges.
Yeah.
It's part of that. And we gain wisdom as well. We gain life experiences, and we're able to show that the kingdom of God truly is
Yeah.
working in our lives. If we don't overcome challenges, and if all we're doing is our Christianity is just for the church, then
No.
what are we saved? What are we saved for? What?
I mean, those in the church, I want to believe they've given their lives already.
Yeah.
So are
Not
you
everybody will
trying
be a
to win
pastor.
them over again or what?
The truth is that if we think about it, even even those who are doing, like, even right now, what you're doing right now on TikTok, that's a ministry. That's more, you're acting like a sort of a shepherdess in the world right now. So that's so even those ministry gifts that we look at is not just exclusively just in church. They're actually gifts to build and to show the kingdom of God in the world we're living in. I actually believe that I've been gracious and very fortunate to meet some believers who are in the business world, and I see them like pastors in those environments. I'll never forget one particular time I used to work in Cineworld in Besley Heath. This was when I was in university, and that was my first taste of, wow, this is how believers ought to operate in the world. And I remember joining them, and I remember shortly after, maybe like a month in, they
Yeah.
found out that I was a Christian, and they said, there is a guy in this workplace. He's a Christian. We always go to him for advice. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
wow, yeah.
I
And
mean,
it wasn't perfect, but I could see that he had weathered some storms, and that there was a level of respect, even though they were not Christians. But there was a level of respect that was accorded to him, that they said this one he has proven himself here,
yeah.
and this was in a cinema, in a
Very
workplace
lucky.
environment,
Oh,
and that
wow.
really touched me on a level that, wow. And I don't even think he knew that the level of impact he had, or what he was doing, was way ahead of what, because it was in this workplace. So I really believe that it's very important that we don't just see those ministry gifts or ministry calling as just in the church.
Yeah.
It starts in the church, but it needs to go out and fill the world. I think there's a scripture I love a lot, again, that says that the knowledge of God should fill the earth as the waters in the sea. So God doesn't want us to just be in church. And
Yeah.
I believe that we should have godly, or I call it holy ambition to spread the kingdom of God wherever we are at,
Yes.
in our environment, in our homes, in the place, right now where I live, we have some people who are doing some alternative kind of things, like including selling the some illegal drugs. But they know that we're Christians. They know, they can see the difference. They know there's a level of what they can see. And then there are people in our area who come and visit the local church not too far from where we are at. They use the hall there. And even the drug activity that used to happen there, it just stopped without anyone saying anything, because after a while, the believers in that area, they're always coming out to speak and talk to people in the area. And it just stopped without anyone saying, stop it. No, just by ministry of just letting them know that, oh, we come to church, can invite them and everything. And then they even do some community thing in the area. So I believe that as believers, there should be a holy ambition that we need to be really good. And I love when I see ministries that have certain vocations, like social workers, people who are psychologists that are working in tandem in those communities and are offering or providing some sort of service. We have a food bank here that has had some level of impact. Even the council funded them having a van, and this is run by Christians exclusively. So that's the level of impact they've had where this is concerned. I believe it's good that believers have a holy ambition, because it helps us to be accountable, but it also helps us to not only be grounded, but to grow and have impact, even as we are gaining traction in these fields, you know.
Yes, that's why
So
we're multi-gifted.
it's good to have ambition, but let ambition be tempered with godliness. Let our ambition be tempered with appreciation and gratitude and contentment. And that's another thing that
You can say that again.
yeah, contentment is very important.
Very
And
much.
I've seen that happen time and time again. Where content does not mean we just like to be contained. That's not contentment. Contentment means we appreciate where God has taken us, where we have grown to, but we can also thank God for where He's taking us to. Philippians 3, I think, is a good scripture that shows us that God invites and encourages us to keep going forward. Like Paul said, I have not arrived. None of us have arrived. So we recognize we have not arrived until we leave this world. We have not arrived, though. So keep investing in growth, keep investing in whatever you're doing, but be grateful and thankful as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So Leslie, whilst you're still here, so would you say that maybe pursuing one's ambition, it might appear selfish? What do you take? What's your take about that?
There's time for everything. So those are not married, I encourage you. I encourage you now. And if you want to read book, read that book well.
Which one?
If you want to travel the world well. But there's nothing selfish in gaining accomplishments if it's really for the kingdom purpose. And why I'm saying that, when we're just getting things for ourselves, you're never going to be happy. We're not designed to make ourselves happy in a sense. We get our happiness by what we are sharing, what we're doing. Yes, there's a part of us where we can enjoy what we have worked for, the fruits of our labor, but we get a lot of joy by the things we also, our gifts really benefit other people. Like your gifting is benefiting people like me, people online. You've done the work, but your gifting is blessing other people, and that's part of the joy of the work that we do. People, whatever gift someone has, is actually benefiting other people. But you get blessed by it financially. You get blessed by what people give or support you in that endeavor. So it's good to be ambitious. It's good to but I would say, don't be ambitious to the point where you are wrecking other people's life. That is not a godly ambition. Don't let ambition be a situation where you are stepping over people just to get to a certain place in life. That is not godly ambition. That is not how God does not bless us by ruining other people's lives or lying or cheating to get somewhere. That is not godly ambition. Our godly ambition, our holy ambition, the way we go forward in life should always be undergirded by truth. We shouldn't lie or cheat or steal to gain traction. That is not how God wants to do. One of the things I always say is that, especially our people with papers, I've seen so many horrible situations where people have lied to get papers, might to get papers, and when they finally got it, the way the whole thing went south after that
My
is a
goodness.
mess. All because the paper is good. I'm not lying. It's not. It's paper is good. But if you're getting paper has to be illegitimate methods, then you are not really trusting in God. If you are a believer,
How
now if you're not,
successful is it going to
yeah,
be?
I know people whose marriages that have ended as soon as they got paper that ended. So that person never married that person because of love, or they married that person because they want to be that person. They married that person simply to get paper, and as soon as they got it, the whole relationship ended, and they had children.
Elder Debbie says it's not that easy. Oh.
And look, me, I have testimony for paper. Let me tell you, I have a better testimony because if you look on paper, I should have got my citizenship the day I came to England because I was born in Hong Kong. I actually lived abroad, had the studies, had everything. But I think my papers took about what 27 years
Tell me
to
about it.
27 years. Yeah, it took 27 years. So I can speak, but I didn't, it didn't stop me from achieving. I got my first degree. I worked in the city. I did everything, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop me from achieving the things that I needed to get and do. It was a long process, but it finally happened, and the way it happened was an amazing way. So I get it. Yes, it's never easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's like you say, everybody would do it.
I know.
Nothing, anything worthwhile in this life is not going to come easy because we live in an imperfect world.
People don't want to persevere
Oh,
anymore. They
they
want
like
to
the finish.
fast,
It's like
fast,
someone
fast.
said, we like
That's
finished
why that's
products,
why most times they do the undo, or they do the wrong things to get it so
and then
fast.
they spend years paying the price for it.
I know that's well. If only they're listening now, or people are listening now, all that glitters is not gold, as they
It's
say.
not. I know personally people who they they went to America. They just say, I don't have money. I need to get money. So let me be selling illegal medication on the streets so I can pay for university. And they did it. Yeah, they did it. They finished. They got the certificate. They got the job. And then one day, like they were like this actually happened because one of my friends' parents got implicated in this situation. And one day they had a driving ticket. One thing led to another. The arresting officer now found out that 20 plus years ago, the person was involved in something. The arrest wasn't complete, and found out that they sold illegal medication on the streets. This is a pharmacy store, and the whole thing, everything they built went down. They were taken to prison. They lost everything. Their house, not house, so houses,
Wow.
houses, everything they built. Then friends that were involved with them also were also incarcerated as well. This is because I know the people. They were my friends of my dad. All of them that were in this thing, even though they were not involved directly. So people have to be careful that yeah, we can justify something because it's good, it's the right thing, but if we get it in an illegitimate way, it will always have this news around it like a dark shadow. Something will always play, it will always be following, and you see it time and time again. It happens over and over again. So that's why I say that make sure that your ambition is not going to come by illegitimate means, because no matter how you justify it, it will one day become something they will use against such people.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen a lot of times. Like I said, paper as well. People that marry for paper that ended their marriage, even with children in it, just for what? And even with that paper, they didn't even actually go on and do anything significant with their life.
Thank you. Well, as they say, a word is enough for the wise. Sometimes we were not patient enough. Sometimes we might feel the road to achieving that success or that ambition, is so long now. Let me help God help myself. And then we get into trouble. And sometimes we might feel, oh, we've gotten away with it. But, just like Leslie's saying now, 20 years down the line, you find out that these things will come back and bite you right, at where it hurts the most. And then you find out that all this hard work, of 20 years or many so years is just gone down the drain. And you can't even begin to say back to square one. I mean, if you're locked up in a prison, how much can you achieve from there? Well, you have to really be intentional to want to still achieve from there. But we need to be mindful. Like he said, it's good to be ambitious, but as long as it's healthy and as long as you don't have to hurt people to attain your ambitions, you know, you have to be careful. One of the things I mentioned in my talk is the dark side of ambition, which people don't really want to talk about. Imagine, Leslie, Debbie, you're here, even A13. We've heard of all these 419 people, you heard of all these fraudsters and what have you. But some are really scamming people, getting money, but they don't stop, they still carry on. I'm like, kind of thing to say, okay, oh, at least they're ambitious in a negative way. After 2 years, whatever amount I've taken, oh, let me do something positive with it. Why isn't that drive coming to them? To the point that they just feel easy money, they carry on until the law catches up with them. And some people spend the rest of their lives in prison. Some are deported. A whole lot, you know, is happening. I got cold, I know. I forgot my nasal spray. God will have to help me with this life. Otherwise, you'll be hearing me shouting one of my boys' name. Yeah, I got a bit of cold. God help me. This is our so-called weather, but it's all good. So it's very important whilst trying to build ambition, chase ambition, that we don't do the illegals, or we don't do the things that at the end of the day it might still come to bite us. And then to what end? All the energy, effort put into that to speed things up, at the end of the day, other things are sped up to come and bite us back. So we need to be careful. So thank you, A13. I see you. Thanks so much for joining in. And thank you for the likes. I can see your handiwork already straight when he came in. If but for the English, I really love to hear from you. So A13, I know you don't speak English, but let me hear you. Happy Easter. We're doing Easter here in UK. Can you unmute and say Happy Easter or something just to hear you today? A30, is it Comesta or what? I don't even know. Don't let me say what I'm not too sure. A13, say hello. Can you microphone say hello? No. Anyways, maybe he will find the courage eventually. But thank you so much. Thank you for all the tappings. Elder Debbie, happy Easter. How are you? We can't wait to hear from you. I hope you've... No, it's okay. Just say hello. Say hola. Let me hear you. Leslie, can you not speak Spanish? Or Elder Debbie, can you speak Spanish? Nobody. Let me go on. I will try. It's just the accent that will make me murder the thing now, so to say. Let's see. In Spanish, say hello is hello, is it not? Say what now? How are you? Let's do some experiment today. How are you? Let's see. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, I think something como was coming to me. So A13, ¿cómo estás? Can you unmute and respond, please? Please, please, please. Let me hear you. Let me play it here. ¿Cómo estás? I think. ¿Cómo está? Or something like that. Bien, gracias. No, say it. Can you unmute and say it? Or say it in say it in Spanish, honestly. But for the language, oh, A13, I need you to say it. I can read that. Bien, gracias. It's almost like bien in French is bien. I like trouble, yes. It's a more relaxed Monday today, so we can do this. So Elder Debbie, I've called you. Let's hear from you. What is your take about ambition? Do you think that sometimes ambition could appear to other people as very selfish? Or what is your take about it? Do you think also there's some dark side to ambition being pursued and people will trample upon anyone to get their ambition, to get to it or whatever? So what is your take about ambition? Is it a good thing? If it's healthy, yeah, that's the word now. Or we want to hear from you. I'm still trying to find my translator.
It will not work. Leave 8:30 alone.
I want to hear his voice today. That's why. Let
Happy
me.
Easter.
Thank you, sis. Same to you.
Happy Easter, Dad Leslie. Okay. Um, I think when it comes to ambition here, a healthy one is beautiful. Healthy ambition is very beautiful. Healthy, coming from the right place for the right purpose, yes. It can seem selfish sometimes, but I don't think it's all selfish. Depends on where it's coming from, like I said.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe the people around you don't have the same ambition, or they don't even have at all.
Tell
And
me.
you need to chase yours. It can seem selfish because you have to face what you need to face,
Yeah,
regardless that they don't understand it. But
that's true. Yeah.
and as you go, while you go, you'll be shedding weight of people, which is it's not your fault. It's just the requirements of your end goal. So that's why, as long as it's coming from the right place for the right purpose,
Yeah.
ambition is good. Until it becomes unhealthy, unless it becomes unhealthy,
That's the thing.
unless it's coming from a place where, how do I put it? It's not every time that you it's not always like you trample on people. Sometimes it's not intentional, but because some people have it in them anyways. But sometimes it's not intentional.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not intentional. But I would say for someone that is ambitious,
Yeah.
let it be from a good place, from the right place, for the right purpose, and then that's the best one. Don't let it be from a from a revenge, jealous, revenge place, jealousy, competitive, or whatsoever.
Yeah.
As long as it's not coming from those sides, it's fine. It's fine. See, when I came in, Elder Leslie was saying something about people with 1 and 2, and I said it's not that easy. It's because it's not that easy. Eh? I understand what he's saying. If you call yourself a child of God, you say you are spiritual, you speak to God, God speak to you, you hear God hear you and everything.
That's something different.
And that's a mind your business.
What
If
did
you
she say? She
the
started.
the suffering level different. If you call
Oh, so
yourself
you
a
now
child
push
of
me to go
God,
and get it
you
the
want to
wrong
walk in
way.
it's true, you want to walk in purpose, you want to follow the will of God,
Your nephew, brother.
you will have to wait. It's just that you see that waiting, oh God.
Not a lot of people have patience.
No. My lady, it's not a patient matter. Age will pass you. Number will pass you.
But God says the thought that I have towards you are of good and not.
Oh, my lady, it's not because you don't understand. See, in case I don't know the part.
The fire is hot, oh, even though God is there.
I don't know I don't know the part Mr. Leslie experienced.
God, I beg.
But let me tell you the part me I experienced. Is the part where even in the fire, you know that God is there. You can see God in the fire. But you can't make decision for your life.
You are handicapped.
You are handicapped. Yes, Mr. Leslie, regarding the paper.
Oh.
You are handicapped. You are dependent on people. Everybody knows your condition because you need help.
You work on next year. You can't even talk.
You can't walk and say
Ordinary,
you have money.
You want phone. You are begging their mother.
You see?
I beg you. Hey.
Do you understand? So if you look some people
But Debbie, how many that you know of those cases of this Mali we're talking about for that?
This one I'm talking
that
about.
ended up
Wait.
well.
This one we are talking about. I know 18 years. I know 20 years.
22.
I know 22. I know 15. I know people that came in their 20 and now in their 60.
Maybe those ones married because they love each other.
No!
Not transactional. That
I am talking about the ones that waited on the Lord.
Oh, okay. They're still waiting for that long. That's what you're saying.
The ones that waited.
No.
Okay.
Hello.
That's not my question though, but my question
What was
is
your question?
those people who helped themselves with what Leslie was talking about, how many of them ended well?
Actually, to be honest, not all of them. Not all of them. Some did. Some actually did, and they even used it to help others. But not all.
Very
It's
rare.
not as many. It's not as many.
It is rare.
Yeah, it's not all. I think that depends on how much of God's grace you have on your head.
Sometimes it's still great. Just call your name.
That's sure.
I'm trying to hear what she's saying. Adasa, with your adjustment.
See, you see this waiting we are talking about. Some people waited, and from the waiting, they still end up back in where they are coming from.
Oh.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you. That's why I said it's not that easy. Some people while they are waiting, they don't want to go the other way. They are just going, maybe they go to the shop, they are parking them, they park them, join Oshodi.
Rented apartment.
Some people in rented apartments while they are, do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you look at all the frustration and everything you had to go through and everything, I really don't blame a lot of, the only thing I always say, I think what keeps me,
When you were
what kept me, let me not speak nonsense English. Adasa, stop it out. What kept me when I was in that situation was I look at my life and I'm like, if I, because of this, get into marriage.
Ah.
It's because of broken.
No. It's not because I look at because of this getting into marriage. And what makes me thought about that is because where I'm coming from, I'm not coming from a yeah. I'm not coming from a perfect home.
Yeah.
So that made me like, marriage is not the ultimate. And I always say, if I get picky out because of that, when everything balance, will I throw the picky away?
It's not possible.
Do you understand? So what motivates individual differs. For some people, they have no other option. They had no other option than to try.
David, let me quickly say something because you just hit a point. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I very apologize. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to marry someone from this country. I actually had two chances, and it wasn't like I went out of my way. I actually had two genuine. In fact, before I met my wife, my wonderful Nigerian Igbo wife of mine, I was practically almost engaged to a British person here, and it was from we actually met in the city. And the reason why I didn't marry that person, one, I prayed about it and I felt the Lord was like, you will have it good, but my blessing won't be there. But number two, I remember the mother was saying to her daughter then, yeah, he marries you, then he's got the papers. That's what he's looking for. And I just said, hey, I think my ego went to 0 to 100, like, because of papers. Hey, that's not going to happen. Like, I've been here long enough. I think I've already done maybe by 8 years in the country. And I'm like, this one doesn't know where I'm coming from. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know my story.
Mr. Leslie, did you come in as an adult?
I was about 20 when I came. I was 20. I was 19 when I came to England. I was 19 years of age when I came. I've lived here before. I went to school here. I 27 years. 27 years. Yeah, 27 years before I got my British passport. It was 27 years. In fact, it was last year, August. The father, and even that, there was a lot of funny delays. Let me not even get into that. But what I'm saying is that at the time,
a patient dog say it's the fattest bone.
Yeah, at the time,
sometimes a patient dog.
So I think I say when you said it, when you were saying that because of papers I can't. If marriage is going to be it, I can't do. That was exactly my thing as well. If I'm going to get this in because of marriage, I said no. And the reason was like, so if I get it now and there's already this underlying thing that the mother has already told the daughter in front of me, wow. I'm like, no. Then what happens then? Everything will always be because of that. Everything, yeah. And I was like, I can't. I said, and I just looked at it. I actually sat and I thought, 20 years from now, it will always be this thing. And I said, no. Even if she has accepted it, the family won't. And I just said, I can't live like that. I can't live like that. And I'm grateful to God because with my wife, that is never the issue. That would never be the thing that they'll throw in my face and it's because of this, it's because of that. So that was it for me, yo. That's
you are right.
That's just me.
You are right. What I'm saying is, you don't understand. You know when you look
with you. I'm agreeing with you. Like you two didn't.
Wait, Lady Fumi, where in Nigeria did you grow up? I will use this. I will use this as where in Nigeria? What part of Lagos? Mainland. Okay. Do you know Oshodi?
I know Oshodi.
Okay. Imagine a child that grew up in Oshodi.
I know Oshodi very, very well.
Now imagine a chairman. No. Let's not go that far. A chairman of Oshodi, local government.
You mean those ones like Sodi?
No, wait. You understand me? You know the child of a governor's the child of the local government chairman. Oshodi local government chairman. The child. The son of the Ocean local government chairman and a beautiful brain-working, God-fearing pepper seller daughter that now mistakenly fall in love with the chairman of Oshodi. Son. Do you understand what will happen? That's how the dynamic is for a female in that situation. You cannot fall in love. This one, they show that.
They show me. They call me gold digger.
You know what? See, I remember then somebody met me. I was like, "Did you agree to when I approached you? Did you agree to date me because of 1 and 2?"
But you left the leader straight.
I was like, "Okay, I'm not doing it again." I left that relationship. I didn't even start the relationship. That was the end of it because I'm like,
you were not ambitious enough, Nee. That's why.
Do you understand? That's why I said it's not easy.
Later because they didn't know.
Do you understand? That's why I said it's not. I know it's good to do it on the right road and everything. I will advocate for it as well because that's my own lane too. But at the same time, for people that did it, I can't even say. A lot of people are going through a lot. Even after they got it.
Even in the marriage before they got it. And
after they got it, they are still going through a lot.
Even the people that's not their case, even after
they are still going.
They're going through it.
Once you enter with one leg.
Once you enter with that one K leg.
You're a suspect.
That is that person's ambition to attain whatever it is, and
No,
they don't
it's
care.
not really. It's not really like they don't care. Oh. See, let me put it this way.
Some people are desperate,
No,
Debbie. Some are
my
desperate
lady.
that they
My
don't
lady,
even
it's not desperation.
reconsider that option at all. They just feel this is the only choice. For you and I know that it's not always the only choice.
No, so, wait. Let me say something.
Please.
Some people, they went there genuinely for love. You were in love. Okay. In Adasa's case, she was in love. Very in love. In fact, I can't believe Adasa can be in love. But you know,
Why when she's not some woman?
no. But you know what happened? They left that year.
My solicitor that year.
Everybody was advising her
During that period,
get pregnant,
get pregnant,
to
check
get
the
the
NI,
get the
get
send,
documentation.
get all this
The NI
documentation.
for
Once
the
you get
family.
pregnant, just submit his documentation. You are good to go. It doesn't need to. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You could have done that. It looks easy, but she didn't do it because of her own discipline. Now they left her here to go and
They
bring
didn't leave
somebody.
me here.
Okay, what did they do?
Because of my condition,
Yes.
I did not match the aesthetic of their dream.
Okay.
On top that, I'm a tailor with a one-legged condition.
Yeah.
But they flew abroad
To go and bring somebody
and bring somebody to pay her school fees here
to do the same thing for
to do the same thing for. But they apologized to me later
10 years after.
because I am not a thief. They just thought I was a thief because of my
They were
condition.
never yours. That's just my belief. You better thank God because you don't know what it's saying.
It's a good thing. See,
Even the person
It
is
was
a good
hard. I'm sure it was definitely hard a thing to go through.
it's just that to be on the right, you see the right road.
But do you think
The
that
right road.
if you had stayed with this person and done all they advised you, do you think you'd still be together?
Oh, can I say something?
Yes.
My lady, as far as I'm concerned, that person is not a bad person. I always say it. I have never
Oh.
who have shown me kindness. So if you know work, you know work. But you know when people say, I've not been through anything. It's a lie. Nobody took me through anything. God has shown me mercy. I've met good men. It didn't work, and I say you know work. But you know that they treated you. In fact, I don't have argument where we shout at each other. I don't have it. Maybe because even me, I'm not looking like somebody you can argue with. Too. But I know when to leave. I know when to see. Relationship, love is very transparent. If it's no longer transparent, something is wrong.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you can't force the other person to love you. You can only do your part. It takes two to do this thing when we call it love. So I know when it's time to exist. You see this little honor God gave to me. No pushing. I don't fight. If I don't jam the door, I go peacefully because I don't have the power to marry myself, even though I can afford the best ring, even that he can't afford. But God did not give me that role as, do you understand? He gives the ring, I build the home. He owns the land, he gives me the key to it. I make it into a mansion, and I know my path. And I've always told God, the one that is not my own will never propose. I meet good people who, by the time I even finish telling them my dream and all, they laugh because they look at my life and look at the dream and they'll be like, you're a joker. But it's later when they meet, they'll be like, oh, Adasa, and you said this is what you want to do. Wow. Do you understand? As at the time, you look like
Because
a
you have that healthy ambition of where you're going. And
It's not just-
you're not ready to compromise. You're not ready to just go with the flow because you know there are consequences to every action you take.
But that is a big privilege for me being a young girl. I'm privileged because of the foundation I had and the Christ that I knew very early.
Yeah.
My dad is a white and black person. He will tell you that nothing in life is free. There's consequence for every action, and that action activates the consequence immediately. So when you start giving me options, I always have a rule that when we talk, I say, if you call me and be like, oh, Adasa, I'm looking at the business, I want to invest in it. My first question is what?
What's your need for
What is the exchange rate for this help? What is if my grandma, bless her soul, she passed in December. She's very blessed. She will call me and be like, Adasa, sort out the property, let's sort it out. My question is, what is the exchange rate for this niceness? She's my blood, I know. But I know that the more people put in your life, the more you owe them an explanation. And you don't know the value of freedom and time. Those two things cannot be compared to anything in the world. You can tell me I'll marry you and give me a ring. We'll meet in church on Sunday. That's when I believe that we have done the marriage. You see all the people I don't have time. Let's keep it going. Now, when it comes to that 1 and 2 situation, it's very sensitive. I understand where Mr. Leslie is, and I am on his side. I understand the stress. It took me almost 2 decades to get mine. I'm not saying, oh, and it's because I wanted to go the Jesus way. Let me put it that way. I wanted to go the Jesus way because I know that if it is the Jesus way, when I hear parara, I can sleep. Nothing is chasing me. I'm not chasing anything. Once it's done and dusted out of this world. If you tell me to go and bring saliva, I can bring it. Some people, when they are traveling, they've been here 20 years old with 2 changed passports. Their house is it going via because they don't know. Now, no judgment. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's because they are not patient enough. You can be in the same years, but the grace you have is different. The challenges is different. Some people lost their parent, they could not go back home. Some people lost their child here, they couldn't go to the hospital. I have someone who have arthritis, they couldn't go to the hospital because they were afraid of their son. It's deeper than that. For the children of God, we have some grace. We have some grace that is unexplainable, a sustaining grace. His mercy keeps speaking. That is what the advantage of being in Christ. He said he will never give us what is more than our strength to carry. When people say things and they talk about how they went through this, I cannot say it. Oh, why? From the beginning of my challenges to the end, Jesus was on top, behind, around, in front. It's true.
Hallelujah.
See, when people say things that they've gone through and they feel like, when I came to UK, I almost passed through. I'm like, in 2013, I was buying boxes of brown. I'm using to cook okra, £100 per pot. I don't know about it. It did not happen to me. So I will understand where you are coming from, because the difference in man is the grace and mercy that found us. My privilege is that I met Christ pretty early, and I see, if I read in the Bible this morning that Jesus is coming 1 p.m., I'm one of those that will stay in that location they say is coming. If you like, don't believe me, I believe him, because he had made promises and he had not failed me over time. And for that reason, when he say I will not leave you nor forsake you, I believe it. When he say through the storm, during that period, it was really tough that when there's a knock at the door, I will say, and victory has come. When we had the first break that they came to bust us, it was me and Debbie were there. Oh my God. That day, I just said in my mind, Jehovah, my advocate, is in the room. And he sought us out. By the time they finished, they apologized, let us go. But that day, they took 8 people. So it's not as easy, Daddy Leslie. Let us show compassion.
Don't misunderstand Leslie.
You people are misunderstanding me. You're talking to someone who is a veteran in this thing. People, I've seen it all. Like detention center, the whole 9 years. So it's not. I'm not talking about. I'm saying that. Look, I know people who took the short route because of. Look, we can say everything, and I'm saying it because I've been.
The ambition.
I'm not. Yeah, because look, people can justify anything and even forget about papers. Even in the business world, I know people who did certain things to get certain things, and the results paid off. But at the end of the day, later on, years, I'm talking like decades later, this thing will just come out from nowhere. Look at the MP situation that happened in 2009. It was a package, a post package. So I'm not saying that I don't have compassion for people. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that
they pay off. Let me just make it clear. Did you say it paid off? It paid up for a while.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
The body see the show leg later. No matter how.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't show up immediately. That's why people do it. I think there's a script that says that because judgment doesn't come immediately, people feel, oh, they can do it. That's why we don't, because it doesn't. The consequences don't always come immediately, and sometimes it's actually God's mercy to tell them, rethink it, see what it did to your conscience. We have look at P. Diddy. That's a great example. He was successful in whatever he did, and it looked like he was getting away with. It looked like he was getting away with all sorts of things. But look at a small little thing blew the whole thing open. What I'm trying to say is that yes, people can justify. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that at the end of the day, we have a decision, and sometimes, and I'm not talking about the unbelievers. I'm talking about believers who do these certain things. The truth of the matter is that it's down to do we trust God or not, and what are we willing to go through? Because if it were just like, look, we have enough examples now to see that that way does not work. It doesn't. There's enough today. with today's technology, with all information right now, we know, okay,
There's
I
a
know
way
people
that
who took
seems right
papers. They've
to
got the
a
papers.
man, but
Yes,
the end thereof is destruction.
and we are
What?
seeing it in real time. We are seeing it in real life right now. I know people right now who because of papers, but at the end of the day, the problem will still happen even with papers. There's something I told my younger brother once. I said, even if you get the British passport today, there are people who are born and bred in this country that they don't even have certain things that people who came to this country and work and blood, they don't even have it. So it's not a
Madam.
guarantee that even getting the passport will solve your life problem. It's not. At the end, what I'm trying to say is that the bottom line is that it is still going to take God. It's still going to take God to prosper you, to bless you. Because if we are banking that British passport, Pali, and that's why I'm basing everything on that, papers is going to solve the problem. Come on now. We know people who have got papers and life hasn't really changed that much. So if we are banking on that as this is the success point, that this, when I get it, yes, we know that you will not struggle as much. But at the same time, there are other problems as well. There are challenges as well. It doesn't stop the challenges in life. It doesn't. And that's what I'm just trying to say, that we have to be realistic. That I think sometimes people don't actually talk to themselves that even if I get the papers today, will it solve my problem of my life today? No, it won't. It won't. In fact, oftentimes people who have got the interview to me, British passport, nothing changed. They just got access. What you do with it, it's like people who go to university, oh, I have to get PhD and everything. Yeah, you can get PhD, but if you're not going to do the work that's going to guarantee you can have the PhD and life is still the same. It's still the same. So what I'm just saying that at the end of the day, really, if we are thinking about it, it's still going to take the Lord to get you. Look, the blessing is of God. And if you are limiting the blessing to a physical entity that until I get papers, then you don't, then really you need to ask, do you really know the God you're serving? And number two, did he send you to UK? That's the issue. Because the blessing is not based.
Already, let us come now. It's
Mr.
our
Leslie.
ambition now.
Yeah, I get
Mr.
it.
Leslie, you know we are
The
actually
blessing-
saying the same thing. See,
Yes, you
Mr.
are.
I
Leslie,
leave it there.
we are actually saying the same thing, no? We are saying the same thing. To be honest, we are saying the
But
same
that's
thing.
why I agree to you other day. But I said that when you said that marriage, if getting married was going to get papers, you're like, nah. It's because you could see that if I get the papers now because of this marriage, where is it going to go?
Yeah.
Where is it going to go?
See,
And
I
that's what
said
happened to me. That's what happened to me. Where's it going to go?
You see, my point here is when we're talking about this ambition, like I said, it depends on where everybody's coming from. I think we've kind of focused on this paper, whatever. It's good to have ambition. Let's say somebody is in Kenya and their ambition is, I want to get to UK. Okay, there are 1,000,001 ways where you can get to UK. 1,000,001 positive ways, 1,000,001 illegal or negative ways. But the choice is on you. And you and I know that all these negative options seems like fast. Just do it quick. But you know, the end will still come back to haunt you. Whichever way. I can tell you cases that I know that, in fact, as you guys were talking, I'm trying to think of someone case that I know that had the ambition and they presented to them, if you do this, just marry this person, it will end well. I don't know, personally, I can't think of anybody. Did they have a good ambition? Of course, yes. How did they pursue it? That is the issue we're talking about. Ambition in itself I want to believe is a good thing, especially the healthy one. But how you go about achieving it matters a lot. Because when you want to come out successful. Everybody's seeing that success. Whether you went through dubious means to get that success, a lot of people would not know. But guess what? That thing will still come back and haunt you. And the success everybody is seeing, the way they saw it, it might just vanish, boom, like that, because of how you attained that ambition. So there is no like, eat your cake and have it. Whether 20 years, whether 100 years, these things have its way. It will always come and bite you in ways that, in fact, you will just be chewing your finger, had I known. So what we're trying to say is be ambitious, no doubt about it. But how you pursue it really matters. in my talk, I talk about the dark side of ambition, which we really don't talk about much. Just like you and I are talking now, let's talk about that dark side of ambition that people, they have it and they try by all means to pursue it. Some without their parents' knowledge, because they're pursuing a broad journey or whatever, they'll go and sell their father and mother's land because of their ambition. If you think it was a good thing, why didn't you sit your parents down and plead with them? Mommy or daddy, please, let's sell that land so I can go abroad. I will do better. Why did they have to go through the back? And then when the parents now find out, so if they're that old, God helping them, their heart is still functioning well and all of that. So do they have a good ambition? Of course. But how they went about it, that is always the problem. And people don't talk about that space in between getting that ambition and the success in between. What happens in between goes a really, really long way. So I don't know if Debbie, you still want to say one or two things. I have other guests. Maybe we should hear them.
You are, see, I've said it. You are right. As long as your ambition is healthy,
Yeah.
on the right path, to be honest, there's nothing wrong in having ambition. We just went into the 1 and 2 thing. It's not just that one. That, see, I know one thing I know. For every decision you make in life, as you are beginning that decision, the consequence is waiting for you, either good or right.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing much to advise anybody. What if you choose to go through the right route, the consequence, the result is there. If you choose to go through the other route, it's still there.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know and I believe. In fact, the Bible already said it. Be not deceived. God cannot be mocked.
No.
Whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he reap. Even if that decision yield results now and you are enjoying it, if it's based on a wrong foundation,
It will shake.
the future is not even balanced.
At all. Yeah. Yeah. Thank
So
you.
I think that's where we have to be careful when we are chasing our goals, our dreams, and we are being ambitious. We just have to be careful, have the fear of God, let the fear of God dwell in us, and ask God, is he even according to your will? But the one you said that they went to sell land is because maybe their parents will not agree for them to sell the land, so they will buy another.
That is not the only solution, is it? But
Sometimes
why
it's the only way.
anyway?
Sometimes it's not the solution.
That's just an example. But you and I know that
I
these things happen. And then you send your parents to early grave because of your ambition you want to pursue and things like that. No, let's do the needful so that at the end, when we're really successful, I mean, you can look back and say it was God that brought you thus far, not because you duped your parents or you sold some property that belonged to the family just to get to that place. And say, don't worry, when I achieve, I'll come and buy them 10 of that land. What if they're not there because you have killed them with heart attack before they see the success? Linda Lucky, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us, sis. It's good to have you here on Inside today. We're talking about ambition, and maybe in a way we digressed a little because people brought a particular example, and it still stems from being ambitious, really. So I asked one question, I mean, after my talk, about ambition. Having ambition, sometimes it may appear selfish. Do you think so, that pursuing your ambition may appear selfish? Do you reckon? And what dark side can you think of when you're talking about ambition? How people try to get it by all means. They don't care how they attain the success. They just must attain that success, whether by hook or by crook. I don't know what your take is. Please, let's hear from you. Linda, I hope you can speak. Happy Easter, by the way. Linda Lucky, I hope you're there.
Yeah, hey, Fumi, I just came to say hi. I'm on the phone. Hello, everyone. Happy
Hello,
Sunday.
thank you. Hi to you as well. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate you. But you don't want to say one or two things, please. I know you said you're on the phone. Except you want me to come back to you later, which I hope you're still going to be in there.
Okay, let me come back. Let me finish I'm on the phone.
Okay,
Maybe I
all
will
right.
contribute later.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. My pastor dropped off. I wanted to bring pastor. Maybe he can give us some elderly nuggets. Let me see if I can find him to bring him back. Pastor Sunday, I see you. Thank you so much for stopping by on Insight. You know, we have some other hangouts, and I guess this is a way of coming to support FunmiRoyal here. Thank you, sir. I hope you can come back, and I bet you will give us some examples that we'll have to keep quiet. But all the same, thank you so much, sir, for stopping by. I hope you can come back. Recent family life, I see you, Mrs. I see you, Peter. I see you, Martha. I see you, Pastor. I have just sent the invite. Hopefully you can speak where you are. We want to hear from you. What is your take about pursuing ambition or people being ambitious? Is it a good thing, or there's a thin line when you talk in terms of the positive chase of ambition or the negative chase of it? Can ambition be unhealthy? You know, all of these things we're looking at today, so that people out there who are trying to pursue their ambition by all means will tread carefully, so that, you know, things do not come back to bite them later on in life when they feel they've attained that ambition, or they have success regarding that ambition. Family life, is good to see you, sister. God bless you. How are you? And happy Easter Monday to you.
Happy Easter, my dear. Happy
How
Easter,
are you?
everybody.
Hey.
Oh, holiday is over. Oh, school is starting again tomorrow. Oh.
Yes. Wow. I know. I think I saw some video from you too. Were you live today?
No, not today. Yesterday I was.
Okay, yesterday maybe.
Unless I was on someone's platform today, so maybe you caught me.
Oh, yeah, it's good to have you. I don't know what your take is about this topic. Please, let's hear from you.
Yeah, ambition. I think ambition is a good thing. If you look at, there's so many stories in the Bible that supports the fact that God didn't give you a talent for you to keep it. God gives you a talent for you to use it, multiply it. Ideally, God wants you to multiply your skills, your talents. So that means it's growth.
Yeah.
And growth, ambition is part of growth. You see it, you dream it, write it down, and then you pursue it. No food for the lazy man, like they'll say, you know. The Bible supports growth a lot. In fact, the Bible tells us that God is not happy if you don't grow. If He gives you a talent and you don't use it. So people do need to be ambitious from a spiritual point of view. Finding your tribe is very important, whether it's in business partnerships, whether it's in marriage. Finding your tribe is very important, because two will chase 10,000s. Now it's about who you pair yourself with. If you pair yourself with the wrong person, they'll see your ambition like a bad thing.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, so it's down to who you surround yourself with. The right person would identify that this person has got drive, and will support that. The wrong person will either see you like a threat or see you like a competitor, and then Zara start fighting that thing that you have. So I think ambition is a good thing, but I think it's very important how we pair ourselves with people, whether it's in business or, like I said, in intimate relationships, because if you get it right, then that will grow.
I'll help you.
You'll support that. If you get it wrong, is the flip side of it. People will run you down, see you like a competitor, you know, and all that comes with it. So it's two sides of that coin. I also wanted to say that there are a lot of things that come to people in life. There's blessings, there's opportunity, but there's also positioning. You've got to be in the way of something for that thing to come to you. Put it this way, a typical 40 word, they say, man is not going to meet you in the bedroom. You have to be out. Once you marry, you need to get yourself out there for a man to see you, whether out there is in your line of duty, whether out there is in a church, in a social gathering, traveling, but you've got to be out there. So positioning is very important. And that's one thing that I tell parents, that if God has blessed you with children, these children all have different capacity, different skill sets. It's about, again, finding that thing that your purpose. You find your purpose and you walk in it. That's another thing, because you can be ambitious if you're not really in your purpose. Perhaps you won't get the full potential from there. Perhaps you won't get that satisfaction from there. So it's also, again, having a good guide in your life, whether it's a spiritual compass, whether it's by parents, but again, getting good mentorship and a guide to find that your purpose and what you're best at, and then you develop it and grow in it. And also, there's also room for diversity these days. You can't just stick with one thing, but it's really finding that thing that you can do. But I find that the outcome for a child really depends on the parents and who that child has like a mentor
In their lives.
in life. If the outcomes are huge, the potential. Imagine this way: we all have 24 hours. But what we do those 24 hours depends on who you know, how experienced they are, and what kind of compass they have. And again, that ambitious. How ambitious are they?
Yeah.
Some people are quite happy with just eating bread and tea. That's fine. Somebody wants spaghetti. Somebody wants gallops. Again, choose your tribe. But the Bible supports growth, vision, but choose your tribe. Hopefully, you find the right tribe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What you just said now, thank you so much for that, because it just took me back memory lane, and I think I've even shared it here maybe once or twice. I remembered when I was much like very young, maybe about 6, 7, I'll sit in front of my TV. Then I was back in Nigeria, and I'll be staring at those newscasters when they're reading the news. I'm like, these people are adults. How did they know that they can do this? I'm just wondering as a child. And it really matters a lot, the people you surround yourself with. And sometimes your family, in as much as the same blood runs through you, they love you and all of that. Sometimes when there's rivalry, or when there is even parents wanting you to do certain things, they create their own ambition that they fail to achieve or attain. They put it on you. You must do that. You can imagine that dynamics. And I was wondering, one day I love to do this. The passion was there in me. How one day it's going to happen, only God knows. But as time went on, it now boils down to these people surrounding you. Somehow, God, master planner, orchestrated me meeting these people in a way that I never would. And whilst at home, I was so discouraged. In fact, I was even threaten is the word. If you do this, that this will happen. And on the other side, these people outside that I didn't even know before, they were encouraging me. Oh, you can do this. They were even training me and helping me to harness that passion in me and all that. Imagine at some point I was at a crossroad. I love to do this. It's like an ambition that I really love to, because I had a passion, and yet the home that I came from, they warned me, if I see you trying to achieve this, I will disown you. Imagine. So sometimes it's not easy, but you have to know yourself. Whether you're a young child, young adult, or whatever, at some point you will have to live your life. Even if you're living, because you're with your parents, you have to please them, a day will come, you will leave home. A day will come, if you don't go to university, you'll be old enough to leave home. Where does that leave you? Are you now going to say, oh, even though I've left home, I must pursue this thing my parents want me to pursue. Otherwise, they will disown me, There's fear of that. There's a whole lot sometimes that weighs on we achieving our ambition. But we need to know who we are. We need to know what our passion is. Imagine my passion is media, reading the news and doing all of this, and my father is saying the stethoscope is what I want you to hold. Imagine, and then you start a chance of being disowned, and you just have to go with the flow. So imagine me today. Now I'm doctor. Every time I go to that hospital, is my father's face I'll be seeing. Because of that, would I be fulfilled doing it? I don't think so. It's a prestigious profession, don't get me wrong, but it's not for me. And at some point, I had to find my way. I was disowned, or I disowned myself, I don't know. And this is where I am today. So what are we saying? Pursuing your ambition, it may seem, it's a good thing to have those dreams, ideas, goals, but getting there, sometimes you have to go through some hard process. But would that make you change that goal? Would that make you change your ambition? You can refine it to be better, but the core thing will always be there. And don't pursue ambition because you want to please somebody. Today they will be pleased, tomorrow they might not just be pleased. Are you pleased yourself? So we need to pay attention to these things. Linda, please let me know when you're done with your call so that I can bring you
Can I?
on.
Sorry, can I say something for me?
Please.
Okay. Yes. So, an example. So there's a gentleman in our church
Yeah.
who is he's the choir leader. He's a choir leader. So he plays the drums and he plays the guitar,
Yeah.
and he's one of the top earning developers in the country. So I was having a chat to him, like, how did you go down this path? I said, how was your? So he started telling me how he wasn't really good at school. He was having detentions. He was struggling with school, but his father was developing, and his father started introducing him to programming really, really young. Design games for him to play with and all of that. So he got introduced to programming very, very young.
Wow.
He left secondary school, went into retail. So he was selling like in a store and then still trying to find his way. And then from there, they got him into an internship in a company. But because he really had a background kind of playing around with programming, he just went in and just went in. He said from 6 years old, his brain just kind of clicked into programming. And he can almost read anything. That when people had asked me, how do you understand almost every program in Java, this one, or he said he doesn't know. But from 6 years old, somehow his brain just clicked and he can almost read anything when it comes to programming. The reason I brought this example is because I thought you put two children apart. Two children, give them the same opportunity. The one who chooses more, who starts earlier and chooses more, is going to supersede the one. Put it this way: if two children started doing programming from, one started at 4 and the other started at 10, those two will never be the same.
No.
The one who started at 4 will forever understand programming more than the one who started at 10. Because there's something in that nurturing early years with a child. The same with football. A lot of children are signed into academies from about age 7. So those children would have been playing sometime from about 3, 4, they're already playing. When a child starts playing football from 3, 4, there's nothing like right or left leg because they develop both legs at the same time, so they'll become dual-footed. But when a child starts playing somewhere around 7, 6, 7, already there's one leg that is dominant already. You see the importance of starting things early for children.
Yeah.
Because they just blend into it and it just becomes
Parents, are you hearing? Parents out there listening to us, please.
Parents, if you want your child to play football, they want to start at 2, 3. By the time they start walking around, they are strong. So the brain just works on both feet. So there will be nothing like dominant leg because they'll just use all the same way.
Yeah.
So formative years are very important. This is what a lot of us miss. Those times that you think, oh, they are still a child, that is the time when they should be learning things. You want them to really go into it.
Be master at it, yeah.
Yeah, look at many examples. Look at the Serena Williams sisters. Look at what's this guy who does go karting now? What's his name now? Formula One guy.
Yeah.
All early. The parents started early.
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. The parents started exactly. Thank you. The parents started early. Once you start early, it just clicks. The kids do it like that. Thank you. I thought I'd just bring that again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Please, Linda, let me know when you're ready to talk so that at least we just hear one or two from you. Thank you, Family Life. You see, that's another angle to it. Ambition. It's not until one is 60 before you start thinking of what legacy you want to leave. And start at a very young age.
That's another point I want to make, and this is why I was saying it's very important that one of the things why I was using the papers thing as an example. One of the things I want to say is that it's important that we know that it's not about us. Why I was saying about trusting God is that I recognize that I'm not just building for myself. I'm preparing the next generation, my children.
Wow.
And I love what she said about the point about the program because I saw that with my second son. When he was so we had a friend of ours, he brought his 2 sons to come and stay with us for a few days. And he was about 4 going on 5. He wasn't yet 5. And we already could tell he was quite good and he liked to read because he just likes to read a lot. But he had these friends our friends, the sons that came over and they would play Lego. And we remember we bought him some Lego like a year before. Maybe it was like 3 for Christmas. And then we never really put it out for him because I was like, I'm just too busy. But when these boys came, they were like, I think maybe 8 or 9 at the time. And they started to play with all the Lego that was in the house. And we could just see that our second son's eye just lit up. And from that age, he just got into it. Like, just got into it. By the time he was 5, he got into programming.
Wow.
This is what I'm saying, that it's for, so it's not just about me. And that's what I'm saying, that people think that, oh, I need to do this, because it's not about you. It's about the generations that haven't yet come out from, who will come out from you, that you're also building for. Now, the things that I waited for so long, they're not going to wait for it for as long. In fact, a lot of those things are already happening. Now, he's 12. We have preparing an internship for him to go and join they have a secondary school internship for these guys that do like they build drones for space.
No, okay.
Because of a business program I went to go and do, I had the connection. So when he's turning 13 next year, he's going to do their summer school for 6 weeks and join them.
Okay.
And this is what I'm saying, that it's so important that it's not just about, if I was just living for just me, or I need to get this, I'm telling you, a lot of the opportunities that now that are being presented for him, they won't be there. Because we'll be busy too much, busy solving problems that I've wrecked.
You don't even see it, let alone connecting with it.
You know?
Nah.
And the reason why I'm so strong on it, because my parents, they had similar opportunities, especially my father. And he did not take a lot of opportunities. And when the opportunity came, second wife came in and the wreckage started.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm saying that it's very important that we don't, because opportunity will come for expansion, for opportunity to grow will come. And if you're not already decided, if you're not already purposeful and intentional about where your life is going to, then you will settle for anything. You just, this, I need this so I can. No, it's like I said, even getting a paper is not a guarantee that life will just change overnight.
I'm sorry to cut you, because
go ahead.
This happened to me, and I don't know whether you've heard me say this. When I think I said it not too long ago, even when my father prepared us to come to UK. My primary school, I had not even finished. I think I was in primary 5 or so. I knew that I was nearly finished, and he got everything for us to come to UK and live and all. And due to this dynamism of polygamous, what, you know, I just found out that the school that I said goodbye, I'm going to London. He said no. He changed his mind. I went back. I nearly drowned. People look at me like a liar. Where am I going to? You and I are talking now. At least Leslie, where am I talking to you from?
The UK.
Imagine if I was very young. I think I was 7 or whatever age at that time, when 7 or 8 or so, he changed his mind. And I remember telling my children this story, that look, some things may seem like it was delayed, but if God is in that matter, no matter how rough, no matter how you feel you've been denied. I've been in UK now, this is my 7 years. And I wish, honestly, to, in fact, when I call my dad, is old and frail, and my siblings will be saying, this is Fumi from London, she's in London. This man will still be arguing, I know Fumi because he's a bit poorly in his health. I know Fumi, this is not Fumi. So who knows whether it's the Fumi in Nigeria that is still in his mind or what, I don't know. It's just a matter of time. If you have patience, where God has orchestrated for you to get through to, that ambition was there, that zeal was there, the opportunity nearly came at that young age. Who knew imagine the gap between that age 9 and 23 that I came. Those years I spent in Nigeria was miserable. I just felt if I had been in UK, maybe I would not be going through this. All sorts happened to me in those, but at last, as God, it just happened. In fact, you will not believe, but it's another story for another day. What are we saying? Ambition, like Family Life said, is good. I'll let you carry on, Leslie. But be careful. Hey.
Yes.
Be careful.
And that's what I'm saying, that we have to remember it's not just about you. It doesn't, whatever we're doing is not just about you. There's implications that play out long after you've left. I will finish with this. I can't remember whether it was Cambridge or Oxford, one of the benefactors that left like a legacy will.
Yeah.
And later on, they now found that his wealth came from slavery. 90% of his wealth. Do you know that that whole this thing now, they removed the statue, they removed the, and when they were writing this thing, it's fun that people were saying that it was culturally acceptable there. But even when the person was writing the legacy will for, I think it was either Kimber, or I'm not really sure, but when he was writing it, he refused to put down the fact that his wealth came from slavery. So even back then, it wasn't something that they knew. Long term, what I don't want to be associated with this to know. And yet, that was the very thing that when people found out, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, they were like, "Nah, we don't want to have anything to do with this family," and they statue everything. And that's why I'm saying that sometimes, yes, the means you get it and everything, and people can rationalize and justify anything. But if it's not done the right way, ultimately speaking, it will not pay off, and the legacy, whatever one is building, is going to be tarnished. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Family Life. I saw what you wrote there. A lot too boils down on the parents. So we have to, in as much as, it's good to have your ambition and all of that, look at your children, because some of them develop gifts and talents so young, so early in life. And if you're the type that's just me, your eye is like that, you're not even looking to those children at that young age, you might just miss something that you're supposed to have helped them to nurture at a very young age. There's some 10-year-old who is feeding the entire generation because of their ambition, because of the gifts and talents they possess.
I claim it. The fact that you mentioned 10-year-old, the fact that you mentioned exactly 10-year-old where I was going to talk about it, I claim it. I proclaim it.
We need to pay attention. A lot of things we may have missed out growing up and all of that, but now we know better. We are meant to even do better. I can't imagine, like, the way I grew up, the background I have with my parents, even that. It was one of the things that made me to be so determined when it comes to this marriage thing. I've shared that before. I'm like, why? I was barely 9 when my own parents went their separate ways. 9-year-old that really needs the parents to grow, to be nurtured and all of that. My life was just thrown upside down. And of course, I had younger siblings as well. So this is my story I'm telling. So imagine the ones younger than me who is still sucking the thumb, needing their mom, and they had been chased. So a lot of things would happen to us growing up. But now that you are an adult, why can't we do better? I know to look at my parents' mistakes and not let that happen in my own, and watch out for my children as well. So when you're talking about this ambition, I told you how early in life I developed this passion. And somehow in my teenage years, God orchestrated it. God, in fact, this God, he's a master planner of anything and everything. The way he did it, even the opportunities that I was thinking far ahead came to me as a teenager. It was even me that got scared. I got scared, like, no, this is too much for me. No, I don't want to take this on, because, I was afraid, because I didn't have the parental backing support. If they had supported me, I would have gone for that CNN opportunity. I'm telling you, I keep saying it. Sometimes I would think, at that age 19, if I'd taken that job, where would I be today? But for the fact that I was quite young, I'm like, I'll just be lost in the world. I was scared. Hey, I don't want to be lost, and let me just maintain my lane. Let me stay in my local TV station, and things like that. But it's gone. It's gone. This is where I am at today. That's why it's good. Know your children. If you have 10 of them, know each of them, because they've been gifted with something. Help them harness it at a very young age if you can. I know you're chasing life, business, and all of that. But look out for these children, because that may just be the legacy you're going to leave them with, helping them, develop their own goals and ambition in life. Your own was tennis and field hockey. What happened now?
I share something, so then I'll let you guys go. I was just, when you mentioned 10-year-old, I said I claim it. So I've got my second son, who's now a drummer. When he was growing up, this boy would not leave anything rest. This boy will pick pots.
Can you imagine?
Pot, flip it upside down. He will be hitting. He will use cardboard boxes. One day I say, you're a drummer. It just dawned on me like, the number of videos I have of pots that are flipped and they are drumming, bowls that he turns and he's drumming. I'm like, this boy, you're a drummer. And that's how it started. By God's grace, the level that he's at now,
Wow.
I just said, look, just find a band and put this boy inside. Now I'm looking for.
Telling you, honestly, I have a
So,
friend. I have a friend whose child is, able body. Say, well, how do you refer to them now? This child was even went to be in a band, and they went to do Britain's Got Talent or whatever, and they pressed the golden buzzer for them. I felt, and they are disabled. It's a disabled people's band, kind of. So don't look down on any child, whether with deformity or whatever it is. God created them, and there's something He has created in them. There's a passion in them, but you have to help them. Help them. Don't say, my parent did not help me. If I did what my parent did to Naomi, help me. And even family life said, our first son too. I remembered he was 2 or 3, we went to this night vigil, and he clings to me. In fact, when I'm leading, this boy will hold my skirt. No pastor can take him away. He will not say in the children's department. And he was there. He will hold me until I finish and say, hey, this boy, yo. At that day we finished that vigil, I'll never forget. We were in the car carrying the buggy. He was walking. We just turned. I said, hey, where is this boy? He ran back apparently into the hall, picked the drums and was playing the drums. We practically dragged him, and guess what? Years later, when we went into ministry and all that, I didn't have to pay for a drummer. This one was playing drums and what have you. So you never can tell where God is going to take whoever to, especially in your life. Like Leslie said, it's not just about you now. It could be your siblings that you've noticed this gift in them. In as much, sometimes you might not even know how to support them, but you saying, well done, good job, go ahead, that ambition is there. Sometimes people just need somebody when they look back, they see that somebody is there, supporting them, not necessarily financially or whatever, but just supporting them, rooting for them, and they have this tenacity to do more and even build whatever it is they've discovered about themselves, so that the success at the end of the day will be the whole family, not just for them alone. So guys, let's be on the lookout for one another, our children, our siblings, our colleagues, people around us. The people that supported me when I was a teenager back then, God bless them. There's one in particular, he's with Channels Television Nigeria now. When I see him doing his thing, I'm like, this man, God will bless you. If I'm writing my story today, I will write his name in there. These were people I did not know from Adam. My own, gone, my blood, that the support and all of that I needed, I didn't get it. But God orchestrated strangers because of my own mindset as well, because I believed God that if you have given me this somehow, and trust me, in the process of me following through, I had choices, wrong choices dangled on my face. And I said, no, if God can do this, I'll wait on God. And the way He propelled me at a very young age, honestly, do not compromise when you're chasing that ambition. Do not compromise. Don't help God achieve quickly, because you have to go through the process. God is taking you through that process such that the end is sweet and good and beautiful. By the time you're going through the process, it becomes so hard. You want to take C to join your A. You want to take Z to join to make it faster. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, I'll bring you back. Family life. Okay. So let's be careful. Ambition is good as long as it's healthy, it's positive, and it's not selfish. Go for it. Go for it and look for like-minded people that can help you achieve it. Thank you so much. Debbie, are you still there? I don't know if you want to say anything. Linda probably still on her call. I don't know.
I think when it comes to like-minded people finding you, it's not them finding you. It's your ambition that will shine light to them.
Well,
That's
as
they
long
don't
as,
need to
as
find
long
you.
as you're
You
found.
just walk. You just be on the right lane, and your own tribe will find you. The only problem is, as you are on the right lane,
Yeah.
study,
Thank you.
learn,
Thank you, Linda.
develop yourself, so that when the light shine on you and they now find you, may that same light not disgrace you. In the name of Jesus.
Amen. It's a big prayer. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I don't know if you can talk. I don't want us to end. I just want to hear one or two things from you about this ambition we've been talking about. A13, let me find what I want to. A13, are you there? Give me a thumbs up. A13.
FunmiRoyal.
Cuero, I'll say it. I will say it. A13, Cuero, escucharte. A13, Cuero, escucharte. You can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. A13, thumbs up. Don't worry. I'm rooting for him. I want to believe he's learning English little by little. So one day he will come and he's laughing. Yes, A13. Thank you. A13, Cuero, escucharte. See, Debbie is laughing at me, Abby. Okay, no, you don't like it.
What are you asking him?
I want to hear you. That's what I've said. I've had to go on Google to give me the Spanish expo of it.
That's what the problem is. You didn't ask for little thing. You didn't ask Google to tell you how are you. You say you want.
I did now, and he responded, but he didn't talk.
He's very ambitious. You are very, very ambitious.
He typed it. Anyway, don't worry, I will not give up. A13, let me look for I will not give up in Spanish. Hey, don't mind me. Thank you all so much. I mean, we just about round up. The bottom line is ambition is good to have ambition because it's something that drives us to want to pursue. Some people without ambition, they feel lifeless. They feel like it's like you've taken their life, so to say. So ambition is a good thing. It gives us that drive. One thing that I want us to just be mindful of, I mean, it's a choice thing really, but I'm here to say it. The truth, whether we take it or not, ask Google. Leslie, yes. So let's be careful so we don't go to that dark side where we're so competitive, where we want to achieve ambition, treading on people, tramping on people, or, you know, and doing it with pride and all of that, comparing yourself to other people. We must do this because they're doing that. No, nothing whatsoever like that. Find out your passion. What are you passionate about? Let that be the driving force for your ambition. And please don't help God to attain it quickly. Hey, I know we're in the jet age, the microwave, everything, boom, boom, like that. Because these things, it takes a process that you have to go through. In that journey, you need to learn tenacity, patience, falling and rising and all of that. And it's because it's not just about you alone, because other people who are around you or who will later come around you, you have to be able to let them know that, look, this success you people are seeing, it didn't just happen overnight. It took time. It took process. That's why you need people in all seasons. Yes, be on the lookout because some people, they're meant to be there in your early season and they go. Don't hold on to them because in your later season, they might not be able to handle it and they might not even be of much help. And then, you know, so it's better to part ways when you know it's the right time to let this person go. They're not helping you the way you want them to anymore, or they've helped you. Just let them be. Be careful of that as well. Be true to your values in life. Be true to your principles in life whilst trying to attain that ambition. Be a person of integrity. Just like Leslie and quite a number have said here, whatever you sow, you will reap. Whether in 10 years, 20 years, there's a proverb where I come from, the adage or proverb, whichever one, that, you know, the lie can go on for 20 years, but after that, one day, the truth will come out. Because if you go through the dark ways, dark means and all of that, and you just come out, everybody's seeing a success. Hey, when the dark times come back to say, I want my wages back, people will see that as well, mind you. So be careful. Don't try to outdo anybody, but maybe yourself. Be better version of yourself all the time. Improve on yourself. In fact, you have an ambition. You might try one time to achieve it and it seems, oh, you failed. That doesn't mean that ambition is not yours or is not for you. It means try harder. You can do better. There's a whole lot to it that we could, go on talking about tonight. But do not strive with anybody. Your ambition is your ambition. Other people's ambition are theirs. Don't strive and say, oh, this person is successful in what they do, I better go and, join and do the same thing, and you abandon yours. So be careful. When you have support, all the better. When you don't have support, it means you might have to work extra hard. Whichever way, be focused, be true to yourselves. Don't compromise. Don't compare yourself, because Bible says those who compare themselves to themselves are fools. I'm not a fool, so I will not compare myself to anybody. Be true to your values and remain hardworking. It will pay off. No matter how long you wait, it will pay off. What did family say? Justin Bieber is a talent kid who was not protected. Now he's struggling. Exactly. Imagine, all those musicians, some of them started from the church and they feel, this is the way now. They're singing other songs and they've abandoned their true love and all of that. And, we can see so many stories out there, not just even Justin Bieber is one of the many, will cry and weep. And sometimes you look at their lives and say, but these people started in church. What happened? But it is what it is. But we're talking about it now, so we don't make certain mistakes. We have to be, our antenna now must be on. You have to be intentional about how you're building your ambition or how you're trying to get there. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's giving you peace of mind, so that in your old age, you will not come and be having sleepless nights because of what you've done when you were a teenager or a young adult in their 20s, 30s, and all of that. We need the 3 antennas. I'm telling you, all of the antennas, let it be like that. Trying to any dangers at all, let it shield you off. And don't be in a hurry to achieve success or to achieve your ambition. Don't be in a hurry. Some people, it happens fast, orchestrated by God, no doubt. But even that fast we're talking about, it's not like you sleep today and wake up, yay, you're successful. You will still go through. What took somebody, Mr. A, 10 years, might only take you 3 years. Yes, I know God can do that. But in it all, make sure that you're not having sleepless nights because of what you're doing, because it matters a lot. Your health is your wealth. Your ambition should support that so that it doesn't take you out. Some people, because they're pursuing ambition, they stop eating or they will not eat regularly. Before you know, something is failing in their body, and even the ambition they cannot achieve or attain. So all of these things go a long way. Things must be balanced so that we can achieve and enjoy that success. Not that you now achieve, you have the success, you're lying down in hospital sick because you are malnourished and all of the things like that. So be careful. My prayer is that God will give us wisdom and insight so that we can live a better life as an individual, chasing their dreams and ambition. Guys, thank you so much for your support and contributions tonight. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely night rest. Oh, work is back tomorrow. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. We'll be fine. Thank you so much. Happy Easter Monday once again. If you're still on Monday, good night, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely night rest. God bless you. Thank you so much. Yay. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, A13. Obrigado. Gracias. Elder Debbie, thank you. Adasa, thank you. Linda, thank you for the support. Thank you for the gift. Family Life, God bless you. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. Thank you so much. Enjoy your night rest. Bye. Good night, Leslie.